welcome to Let's Talk Houston. And welcome to Let's Talk Houston. And I am your host, Dr. J. Lynn. And welcome to Let's Talk.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11. Tower cleared.
And welcome to Let's Talk Houston. And I am your host, Dr. J. Lynn Hicks. And in the studio with us today, we have none other than this amazing woman of God, Miss Tranea B. Let's give it up for Tranea. Woohoo!
Thank you for having me.
I love your energy already. I'm so glad to have you join us. Come on in the room. Yes, go ahead, click like, click share, tell Lottie Dottie and every doggone body that we are live and in living color. Yeah, it's been a week, I'm saying, as women, people of color. I know this is Women's History Month. We're honoring women. Shout out to the Glam Coach, Sonia Pelton Sam, for featuring me and several other of my friends and colleagues in the field for being a woman who wins. And, I appreciate that, Sonia Pelton Sam, the Glam Coach. Because I saw Dr. Jacqueline Horton Cobb, I saw Lady P.
Okay.
I saw Sonia White. I saw several others. And, just, keep doing what you're doing. I commend you. And, it takes a lot to keep going. People don't realize sometimes you're tired,
Yes.
You are are just tired and you want to rest and you want to lay down, but
you have to find that inner strength.
Yes, exactly. You have to find that inner strength. You have to be your own cheerleader many times so that you can keep going, be encouraged. Because a lot of times people are fighting their own battles and they don't have time to encourage you because they need encouraging themselves,
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yes.
Very
and we
true.
As women, but at the same time, we as women should motivate, encourage, and inspire, uplift one another, which I strive daily to do that, I strive daily to do that. And I look forward to having various women on this platform, on this podcast, so that I can shine a spotlight on the phenomenal things that women are doing in this city, the city of Houston and surrounding areas. Because, many times people drive in from other little outliers, they drive in from Crockett, Texas, Trinity, Texas, Livingston, Texas, Belton, Texas. I mean, various
Tyler.
places. Yeah. They drive in from way on the other side. I mean, they're coming from the north, the south, the east, and the west. And I show, I just appreciate you. Let me give it up for my guests that have traveled. They have traveled to be with me. You understand this? It's like they do respect what the platform is doing. Now, I have had people tell me, they've said, Dr. Hicks, you're giving us a platform to tell our stories. And so I guess people really appreciate that,
Yes.
Because people have something to say, but sometimes people need a little nudge, a little push so that they can say it. But if they don't have a place to go to say it, then it will never be told.
Correct.
Correct. And I noticed you did mention that you do spoken word sometime, huh?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so
I write.
You write?
Yes.
So you're a poet?
Yes. I just don't perform.
You don't ask me to say anything on this podcast. Don't you dare ask me to recite not one line, not one lyric, not one stanza. I got you.
It's my therapy. It's a form of one of my self-therapy lessons.
Yes.
It's writing and getting it out.
Right.
I believe that everybody should do that. It's very releasing to me in the gym.
Right. I need to go back to the gym. It's funny, but I got all these coaches.
Okay.
Coaches need coaches. I've in the past, I'm saying I have coached people, but at the same time, I have coaches. I have people who have coached me. I mean, career coaches. And then I've got life coaches. And I haven't been with the life coaches lately, but I'm saying they're all in my circle. And then I have health coaches who coach me on how to eat and everything. And I have another health coach that I'm about to get with.
Okay.
She wants to revamp my diet and revamp, my exercise and nutrition, etc. And I'm just saying, you need to be coached, in order to be successful. And we need to be pushed, all around. And I was reading this resume, and we just don't know what people have gone through in life, you know what I'm saying? Like you're a native of San Francisco. First of all, let's give it up for you. I have a lot of relatives in California,
Okay.
Hey, Kenji, nice. Thank you for tuning in. That's the producer of GMT.
Hey, Kenji.
Yeah, he's the producer of the show. I so appreciate you. Thank you, Kenji, brother Ken. We call him Nice.
Okay.
And we call him K Nice.
Okay. I like K Nice.
You like? I do too. It's something different. Yeah. Nice is one thing, but K Nice,
a little extra on it. I like that. I like that.
It's a little extra.
I like that.
Yeah. So you're a native of San Francisco.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you are also a 2-time cancer survivor.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's give it up for cancer survivor.
Yes.
Yes.
All types. All types. That is a fight.
That's true.
That is a fight.
All types.
That is a fight.
What was yours? Breast cancer?
Mine was actually Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is a rare form of cancer, but it does exist. It normally hits people when they are in the adolescent age between 16 and 17, and sometimes it hits at 25. Mm-hmm. There's no real answer to why it happens because it's so rare. It hasn't been enough studies on it. Mm-hmm. So when I meet people and I tell them, I met one person at my job, mm-hmm. And they were telling me about their story. They were actually going through treatment. Mm-hmm. And I'm just, and not to pry, but what form is it? And they let me know that it was Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Right.
And I said, I'm a survivor of that. Oh. And they were like, I've never met anybody else that had it.
It's so rare.
Yes, it's so rare, but glory to be, I made it through twice. Amen. And I'm very thankful because the first time I was diagnosed, I was stage 3.
Wow.
Yes. And I like to look at the glass half full and not empty in life. So at that point, all I could say, well, I'm glad it's not leukemia, right. Because that's a tougher one to fight. Yeah, but, the cancer fight, as I tell everybody that's going through it and have been through it, it's a mind over matter fight. Yeah. And you have to stay positive, at least try. I know it's a lot of days that get hard and you question.
Yeah.
And it's okay to question.
It's okay.
It's okay. I don't like that misconception that it's never to question. No, it's okay to question.
Okay.
At all times. Why me?
By all means.
And and then it got to a point where I said, why not me? Because I can do this.
Amen.
I can handle this.
Give me a high five.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, why not me? Look at this beautiful lineup. Now, Donica, the author, joined me on last week. And let me tell you, Donica, after you joined me, Facebook awarded me with some kind of badge as a conversation starter. Obviously, that conversation that we started about adultery got Facebook's attention. I don't know why. And then Lady Robin, she's hosting the women's interceding, Cover Girls interceding prayer group, and we're going to Jamaica in the summer because she's leading that. I am so looking forward to that. I know that's going to be a beautiful experience.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, shout out to Lady Robin Criswell from 5th Ward Missionary Baptist Church.
Okay.
Yes, that's the pastor's wife.
Okay. Hi, Miss Robin.
Hi, Miss Robin. Yes. Yeah, but you're right. You have to think positive. You must see the glass half full. What she said? Okay, glad to have
been on last week and listening tonight.
Amen. Thank you. Mm-hmm. I feel that support. I feel like the support and the circle is growing as far as the podcast. I mean, this is the 4th year, so give it up for longevity for a podcast. Yes. We could have stopped in the first year. We could have stopped in the second year. We could have stopped in the 3rd year. But lo and behold, here we are in the 4th year, and we give all praises to the Most High God, from whom all blessings flow. And I like the fact that I kept going because I noticed the farther along I go, the more unique guests I meet.
Yes.
Like I met.
Yes. Yes.
It's funny. I met you, and actually I met Donica at that same event.
Okay.
That Lady P hosted.
Okay.
The networking mixer.
Yes.
And let me give it up. Let me shout out to Lady P.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Lady P, she's such a cool chick. I really love Lady P.
Yes.
She's
and she can dress.
Yes.
Ooh, she be dressing down.
Yeah, she can dress. I met her through that. Actually, it was a retreat in Jamaica.
Okay.
At the airport, getting ready to catch that plane. and she inquired, "Who are you?" Because I was, you know how you're in line at the airport and you're just talking in general to people you don't know. And I was telling somebody in the line, well, they were like, "Where are you going?" She said, "Oh, I'm going to Jamaica." I said, "Oh, where are you going?" I said, "I'm going to Jamaica." And when I said that, for some reason over here, Lady P was she was doing something over here with her husband. She said, "You say you're going to Jamaica, and what are you going to Jamaica for?" I say, "A conference." "And what conference?" I say that I showed up for my life conference with a. She said, "I am Patricia Anderson. I am the administrative assistant to Apostle Chica Hunt." And she said, "Well," I said, "Oh, thank you. Oh my God." I said, "Look at God." Because I didn't know. I booked the flight. I didn't really know who was going.
Yeah.
I felt like it again, I saw the glass half full. I said, I feel like it's gonna be some positive women there.
Yes.
I don't know who they are.
Yes.
But I'm open to meeting, new people.
Yes.
And there I was in the line and met the administrative assistant. Who knew? When I booked my flight, that she would also be booking her flight for that same time. Look at God. So I said, "Okay, God, this is good. I'll be all right, Lord."
Yes.
So, yeah, see, Lady P, yeah, that's where I met Donica. That's where I met you. And then I met I met Lady Robin through Apostle Chica, who is also associated with Lady P.
Yes.
So see, they say your network
is your network.
Yeah, that's what they say. Your network. And so I've met a lot of positive people, so many delightful women who have been positive and made a huge impact on my life.
That's good.
And I like the fact that you stepped out of your comfort zone as well.
Yes.
You're making a difference.
Yes.
Because you typically don't do podcasts.
I do not.
Give it up for stepping out of the comfort zone. I mean, we got to.
Thank you. Thank you. Because you was like, you should do it. I was like,
I'm like, you ready? I always try to gauge that temperature. You ready?
But once I give my word for something, I'll definitely follow through, because I do believe that word is bond.
Yes, I do.
And I told you I would be here and I would do it. So I was like, I'm going to do it.
And I believe that you would. And you know why I believe that you would?
Why?
Because Lady P told me you was her girl. And when she told me that, I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "Well, let me get her information."
Yeah.
And I said, "Now I didn't know, because at that point, was that in February?"
Yes.
I was booking for March and April, because I think my February was almost booked. I think
your February was booked out.
It was booked up.
In March, you only had a few spots.
Right. And you know what? I think 3 of those spots came from that mixer.
Yep.
So
that was a great mixer.
That was
a great mixer. It was a great vibe. I actually met Lady P through her daughter Precious. She is one of my good friends. And they were having a family funeral that day.
Right.
And Precious couldn't be there. And she said, "Can you go help my mom's?" And I said, "Of course." And that's one of the reasons I was there. I was already going, but I had showed up a little bit early. But she had everything already established.
Yeah, she's on it, ain't she?
Yeah, she is.
And I always walk away with something.
Yes.
Lady P, now she's another one.
Yes.
She could be considered a coach, because every time I talk to her, she always shares information with me about how I can host an event just like this.
Yes.
I mean, she's going to explain to me how I can go about getting my seat covers, my sachets, my tie, my bow ties, my centerpieces, my tablecloths, my everything. Yes. I can create the same event.
Yes. I love that she does not gatekeep. And she's always trying to assist and help others on their path to righteousness. Whatever your path is and whatever you're supposed to do, if you let her know, I want to do this and I want to do that, she will definitely give you the resources if she has them. And if she don't, she will run into them and reach out to you and let you know.
Let you know I got it.
So I do like that.
I love Lady P. And so going back to your story, San Francisco.
Yes, ma'am.
2-time breast cancer survivor.
Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Okay, come on. Now everybody.
Yeah, we get the
names. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to spell it.
It's okay.
But okay, you say
Hodgkin's lymphoma. Yeah.
Hodgkin's lymphoma, a rare kind of cancer.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're the eldest of 5.
Yes. And the only girl.
Okay, because I'm about to say, you seem kind of bubbly to be around 5 people. But I see now you were still yet the only girl, so you did stand out.
Yes.
There's all those boys.
Yes.
Right, so.
Yes.
The only girl of 5, but you were the oldest. So did you run those boys?
I did. I always tell them, I'm considered the other mother, because I'd be like, I raised y'all. But my brothers, they're very protective. It's one. His name is Troy.
Your name is
And
Tranea.
yes, so my name Tranea came from a combination of my parents' names of Troy and Renee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's how we got Tranea. And then my brother Troy, we're actually 2 years and 6 days apart. So his birthday is December 16th and mine is December 22nd. And we are yin and yang, the complete opposites of each other. I'm very bubbly, outgoing. Some kind of considered me a party animal when I was younger. And he's very chill and reserved. We balance each other out. But if you see us outside in public, he you would think he was an older sibling because he acts like it. But
how old is he?
I am 35, so he's 33.
Okay.
Yeah. But he is very that's my boy.
That's your boy.
That's my boy right there.
Nobody better not mess with him.
No, none of them. Don't mess. If they call me, it's you. Yeah. Don't mess with none of them. But I love my brothers a lot, and those are my babies. Yeah. And yes, all of them.
That is so touching. It brings a tear.
All of them. Yes.
That's what we need.
Yes.
Brother and sisterly love. Only girl embracing responsibility. Yes. So at 22, you said you had a miracle baby?
Yes. 2012. Yes, 2012. Because of the treatments from the cancer, the second time I had to fight it, I had to literally sign a paper stating that I was notified that I would become 99% infertile. So it was a 1 in a million shot with me to have a child, because I had to do several more rounds of chemo. During that time of my life, I really don't remember too much because they induced me into a coma because it was so painful. So it's kind of a period of my life where everything is blank, a little bit for me. So several rounds of chemo, a stem cell transplant, and then I did more radiation, and they said I would not be able to have kids. And then I met my child's father, and he was like, "No, I don't believe that." And he went to the doctor's appointment with me, and we laugh about it to this day because he argued with the people up and down. Yes, he did. He was like, "I do not believe y'all. She is going to have kids." And then I became with child, and that's my son is my everything.
How old is he now?
He's 12 now. He'll be 13 this June. But before him, because I couldn't have children, one of my very great friends by the name of Ashley, she said, "It's okay," because I was crying really hard. Now, that's something you don't want to be told as a woman. You want to have that choice, yes, but you don't want to be told that you can't.
Yeah.
And she said, "Well, when I have kids, when I have a child, I'll share them with you." And I said, "Okay." And she got pregnant, and those have been my boys. It's twin boys by the name of Josiah and Jalen. And those have been my babies before they even came out the womb. So those are actually my first kids before my birth child. So yes, but my son is my everything. I love that boy.
Yeah, such a touching story.
Thank you.
And Ashley, I like the twins too.
Yes.
I have twin grandsons that live with me.
Okay. How old are they? 9,
Cameron and Caden.
Oh, nice.
Right. So I understand the love of twins. There's 2 of them. There's something about that little double thing. It kind of touched like, here's 2. Like a set.
Yes.
2 everything. 2 shirts, 2 pants, 2 socks.
Yes. And now I said it when they were younger because they are fraternal twins. But even in their personality as kids, you can see that we're very like 2 different people.
Yeah.
But now as they gotten older, they really have 2 different styles and everything. But those are my boys. Yeah. I love them.
These are fraternal too.
Yes.
They don't look exactly alike, but they look similar. So your passion for candles, Willie B.
Yes.
A tribute to your grandma's namesake, right?
Yes.
What
my
was your
granny.
Grandma's name?
Willie B.
Willie B.
Yes, Willie B.
And she could.
She could.
She could. It's something about those Willie B. and Eartha Mays and Ida Bells and Eartha Nails.
Yes, and Willie B is my great grandmother, but we call her Granny.
Okay.
And my great grandpa was actually named Willie B too. So husband and wife, both Willie B's. And I was sitting there for so long, and I kept saying, "What do I want to name my company? What do I want to name my company?" And I looked down at my forearm because I have her and my other grandmother's tattooed as my holy trinity.
That is so sweet.
Thank you. Those are my best friends. And I said, will it be? There you
Will
go.
it be?
And that's what it was.
That is what it was. That is so sweet.
Yes.
So tell me about these candles. These.
Okay. So I love to burn candles.
Mm-hmm.
I have always loved scents and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But I was looking for a way to help stop polluting the Earth's atmosphere, to help sustain it more. So as I was researching, because I was going to do soy, but I found that beeswax is actually much better.
Okay.
So it helps the atmosphere because it produces negative ions when burned.
Okay.
So with those ions, they help to neutralize pollutants.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, it helps people that have asthma and allergies. It helps to avoid that because it's knocking out those negative ions.
Yeah.
So that was my goal, and to have some natural aromas and incorporated, so even when they burn, they can have a scent towards them. Mm-hmm. But even just burning them without a scent added is really good. And plus, they last longer. They can burn up to 24 to 26 hours each candle. Mm-hmm. I do not recommend burning candles more than 4 hours.
Okay.
And make sure because it can burn unevenly. And that's any type of candle. And make sure when you go to reburn, you are cutting your wicks to help trim it. Yes.
At the candle maker.
Yes, it does help your candles last and burn evenly. Okay. So that is a great thing to learn. But yes, I just want to do my part as I can with helping us live a little longer.
That's sweet. Eco-friendly, you say?
Yes.
So I didn't even know beeswax was like a better
alternative.
Because I didn't know what the other wax is made out of. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I haven't done any research.
Yes.
I went to the candle making class over there in the University Village. I forgot the name of that place.
I think it's I Love Candles, or I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it was over there on Times Boulevard. I forgot where I was.
Yeah, but that's a really good class.
Yeah, I went over there. And first of all those scents are in there all mixed up. It kind of bothers my sinuses a bit. But I went in there because another group of ladies wanted to go. And then you get to make a different, like an 8 ounce, I think, or a 3 ounce, or whatever package you chose. And then you have to smell all those scents, to figure out what you want to mix and what percentage of what, because they tell you to put this percentage of one of your choices and then a smaller percentage. You got to mix them. And then you got to pour that. You got to go over to the lady, and after you put the drops of the scent, then you got to go to the lady, and she's measuring, and she's going to pour in so much of the wax. Then you have to let it sit.
Yes.
You can't take it home that day. You have to leave it there and come back. I forgot, was it 2 or 3 days? I didn't burn mine yet because they said the longer you let it sit, it intensifies the.
Yes.
So mine is still sitting there. But anyway, you could, after it sits there a week, 2, a month, mine's still sitting. It'll have a stronger aroma.
Yes.
But I looked at the process. It was a process.
Yes.
But I don't remember them going into great detail about what type of wax that was.
Okay.
But beeswax, okay, so we're saving the environment, which is good.
Yes.
So what else would you like to share about yourself? Spoken word.
Yes.
Miracle baby.
Yes.
2-time cancer survivor.
Yes.
Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Yes.
Okay, native of San Francisco.
Yes.
Migrated to Houston, Tejas.
Yes.
How long you been here?
4 years. No, 5. 5.
Oh,
5 years.
Not that long.
No, I arrived right when COVID hit.
Oh my! You just stayed.
I got off the plane and it was world shut down. I was like, wait a minute. It was like, what's going on? But I love it here. I love it in Houston because it is so much to do.
Oh yeah.
No matter what you want to do, it's always an avenue for it. Any time of the week, any time, any day. And then I also love how you guys are so family oriented here.
Oh, you're the South.
Yes, it is very family oriented. So with it being just me and my son, I have met a lot of wonderful people that help. We help take care of the kids, and because it does take a village to raise these kids. So all practices and games, I get off late, so I might not be able to take them to practice, but one of the other parents, and then I'll take them to the game and so forth, and it works for me.
They play football and stuff?
football, basketball, and so forth. So,
Mhm.
but it works, and I love it. I absolutely
That's
love it.
wonderful.
Like how I love the spoken word.
Right.
I love the poetry nights you guys have here
Right.
during the week. If I can make it, I definitely will. And even on Sundays. And I love
I love
Houston.
Houston. Well, you know, Mays made that song about Southern girls.
Mm-hmm.
See, he knew what was going on because the
Frankie Beverly
hospitality.
is that's my uncle. I cried.
You did.
I boo-hooed.
I like.
I
Oh yeah.
boo-hooed when I seen that. I mean, I cried. I cried. That man helped me get through my fight.
Oh, his music.
Yes.
Okay.
But my mother's song
What was your mother?
what she would sing to me in the hospital was Before I Let You Go.
Oh,
But man, I
that is
love
so
me some Frankie
sweet.
Beverly. Yes,
Yes, that is
I
so
love me
beautiful.
some him.
So do you? So you mentioned the singing and you mentioned family orientation and all these things. What about your faith in God? I mean, I know your relationship with Christ. Do you feel like that helped you get through?
Yes. Oh, let's speak on this.
I mean, I don't know. The
Oh no,
Lord led me this
let's
direction.
speak on this. I'm glad you touched on it.
Okay.
Because as we were speaking before we started rolling, how I was saying a lot of people feel like they can't ask why.
Oh, that's right.
But okay. So I was angry with
Mm.
him for a long time.
Yes.
A long time.
Yes.
I was angry with him because I could not understand why I was
Right.
chosen to fight that battle.
Why? Yes.
But
Sheree.
hey, Sheree. But I understand that as I went on with it, it was meant for me to go through that because I was the one that could carry it.
Okay.
I was a strong one that can handle it.
Mhm.
And, I had to be that person. And I remember just during that time frame, my parents, they weren't speaking to each other. Um, but that brought them together back speaking.
Yeah.
Because
unite.
they had to unite because our baby in
That's what
here
I'm
is
saying.
going through this, and we gotta
Put this other foolishness aside.
behind us, and we have to unite and do this fight together. But I had to be the one because I am the one that is able to look at everything and make people laugh. So it could be a tragedy. The world could be ending, and I'm gonna crack a joke, and you're gonna be like, like, girl, what's wrong with you? Yes, humor is the key. It's healing to the soul.
Yes.
So again, like I said, I was angry with God, but that's my boy. He has done a lot for me, and when there is no way, He always creates a way.
Yeah.
So as I tell people, I don't feel like I'm able to judge anybody or anyone. That's not my place to.
Right.
That's not my job. But I do speak and I try to bring joy into everybody's life because you do not know what's going on and what battles they are facing. So I try to be kind.
Yes.
And walk in His path of righteousness. And like I said, me and him have conversations. It's not probably what people consider the typical conversation, but He sees all.
Yes.
So there's no reason for me to hide anything from Him because He already knows.
Yes.
So I have a great relationship with Him.
Amen.
Yes, man.
Do you attend church regularly?
Not regularly, but I do go.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's what I'm saying.
Yes,
because some people have a relationship but they don't go to church. I was just as you were speaking again. Well, I'm just being led to ask. I mean,
as you should. This is
this is a platform.
This is the conversation we're having. A discussion.
That's
right?
What we're doing.
So
let's talk.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
With me, for a long time, I went to church a lot as a little girl, and my favorite pastor was Pastor Calvin Jones Jr. of Providence Missionary Baptist Church in San Francisco. I love my pastor, and he knew his flock. Yeah. He knew everybody. He knew when we didn't come. He knew it was football season because we watching the games. But he respected that. We gonna be right back, know. But I loved him, and as I got older, and I was still within the church, I just didn't. My granny died.
Yeah.
And they said that my granny was a member of that church for over 40 years. They said we couldn't have her funeral there because her tithes wasn't paid. And at that moment, I said, you know
why
what?
do they do this?
I do not know. but he
This
was
happened to somebody else.
yeah, he was no longer the pastor at the time because he Alzheimer's had kicked in, so
Okay.
he had to step down. But I knew if he was leading that, it would have been a different story, and
Mhm.
I didn't really feel that. So I feel like church is a building, a house that represents him, but a lot of people don't attend those buildings. But I have been to some services out here,
Mhm.
and I loved the congregation. I
Yeah.
love the pastors. I love pastors that know their flock.
Yeah.
So I don't like mega churches. I
Right.
like the more small and intimate ones.
Right.
But I have had some great experiences, and I do go,
Mhm.
especially when invited. I did miss your sermon that one Sunday,
Right.
but
You know, Willie B came out there.
really,
The podcast guy,
really,
Big Willie.
uh,
I
was that
said,
the one at the?
yes,
Yes, okay,
and he's been on my podcast.
okay, that's good.
That day was anointed
Yes,
because I met so many people.
yes,
I didn't know you,
Mhm.
Donica, or him.
Yes.
That's one for the Father, one for the Son, and one for the. I met
Look
those
at it.
people.
Look at it.
Yeah,
Look at
and they
it.
kept their word, and they did what they said they were going to do.
Yes.
Amazing.
That networking event, I mean, it really.
She's having another one, but I don't think I'll be here for it.
Yeah, I think it's May 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. She sent me the flyer for it. I gotta look at it.
I forgot.
But yes. So.
But you don't. I see a lot of people. That's why I'm saying they. You know, when you read your Bible, it says that the church is within us.
Yes.
And so a lot of people aren't into the building.
Yes.
But they have a relationship with Christ. But then it's also a scripture that says, "Fail not to assemble yourselves together."
Mm-hmm.
And so I always, I was raised going to church every Sunday.
Yes.
You know, like if you had your life, your health, your strength, even if you were a little sick, you
Mhm.
could still press your way and go to church.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, to give God reverence. So it's in my DNA.
Mhm.
I go to church. I feel like, okay, if you don't like a mega church, which I was a member of mega churches for years, but now I'm in a small church. But I'm saying, if you can't find what you're looking for at the mega church, then you can find what you're looking for at the smaller church.
Yes.
But I mean, you could go to church somewhere. It's not the building, it's not the number of members. It's based, like I said, on your relationship with Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like I'm honoring him.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, you know, God, you allow me to open up my eyes. You carry me safely through the week.
Mm-hmm.
You've given me a job, a roof, clothes, a car to drive, gas in the car, etc., food. So I want to say thank you. Although I do say it every day.
Yes.
But this is my way of saying it on another level by getting up physically.
Mm-hmm.
When I could say, you know, this is my day and I'm going to rest and I'm going to lay down or whatever. I just say, God, I'm going to press my way. I'm going to make my way.
And that's great.
And that's what I do. I just go on out. I mean,
great.
She put a little heart now.
Mm-hmm.
Donica, what is the significance of this heart you have here? Because it's not a red heart. Now, I see some red hearts. But is that a black heart? So I don't know. Is a black heart? I'm sure it has some type of
meaning,
symbolic meaning.
Uh-huh.
That's why I'm asking what does it mean specifically? Because
Yes.
I'm not sure. But
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, it's based on your relationship, as you say, whether you
Mhm.
go to church, how often, how much, you know. And I don't believe it's up to any individual to pressure people to go to church. Like
No.
I don't
No.
push like church.
No.
But
No.
I will extend invitations. I will say, hey, this is going on.
Come join me.
Yeah, come join me.
As you should.
Yeah.
As you should.
Right. It's yours to accept or reject, as they say.
Yes.
Just like any other invitation.
Yes. As
She
you
says about, oh.
Oh.
She said that heart is red. Now, does that heart look red?
No, it's black, but okay. It's black on our side.
Okay, you're right. It's black on our side.
It might be red on yours.
She says, no, it's red.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said, well, let me look again.
No, it's black.
No, you say it is black. Okay. She said that means, the heart about going to church.
Okay.
I got you.
But, yes. So, wherever you feel like you want to talk to him, because I have been in service in a park.
Right.
And like I said, it's just about getting together and expressing your gratitude and going over that word.
So since you make candles, do you build like a serenity corner or a prayer closet or a...
I do actually have a corner in my house.
I figured.
Yes.
no, I'm only saying because,
yes,
people with candles, I can see them, they make...
Yes.
That's what
I do. Yeah. I do have a corner where I go and focus and just
talk to the Lord.
Yes, I told you.
Amen.
We talk everywhere.
Y'all talk.
I be in the car and I'll I'll talk
Me
to
too.
them.
Oh yeah, in the car.
And like I said, it's no matter where you're at or where you're going.
Right.
As long as you have that relationship with him,
Yes.
and nobody can put a face on your relationship with the higher power but you.
That's right.
And I like to say that because I have friends, you know, I pray to God.
Yeah.
They may pray to Allah.
Okay.
And that's their business. However you see it. But as long as you have that relationship and you believe in that higher power, more power to you.
So I see you have some notes there. Did you have anything that you like to hit on those notes? Or
no.
You just brought the notes as a security blanket?
That's a security blanket.
Okay.
I told you I was nervous.
But God has moved
your
soul talk because it's supposed to end at 8:30, so we have about 9 more minutes.
Yeah, I told you I was gonna talk. You was nervous about me talking.
Well, you had I had concern. you caused me to raise concern based on you and your conversation you were having with me.
Yes, because
you kept expressing
my nervousness.
Your nervousness, your discomfort. Yeah. Like I don't do this, but because you asked me, and so I obliged. Okay, and then you had the nerve to tell people. What you say? Keep going. Oh,
because you said it's supposed to end at 8:30. Okay. You said you can keep going.
And so I was.
I know what you said. Like if you go, hey, once I get to talking, it's hard to shut me up. But we here.
I'm happy that you're able to talk.
Yes.
So relationships.
Okay.
You know, dating or building. Okay. I see you're a young woman in Houston. You're 35. I mean, how do you deal with dating? The dating pool. I've heard people like I read Facebook comments, social media, and they say stuff about what's in the pool and ain't nothing out here. But you just told me you see the glass half full.
I do.
So a 35-year-old, your perspective. I can't look through your eyes.
Okay, my perspective is you have to put yourself in positions to get what you're looking for from a mate. Meaning, if I want somebody that loves poetry, I'm not going to go to the club expecting to meet that person. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And I think...
I know I like the way you said it, but then the way you looked at me like...
No.
Like that would be called making a dumb decision.
It's just not smart. Okay. But some people do have expectations and they do not go to... In my opinion, they do not put themselves in position to get those or meet those expectations. So, but with me, dating has been very interesting. So I say that because I mean a lot of
your tone is a subtle. You have a dry sense of humor as you're talking, and it makes me laugh. Like I don't mean to laugh.
It's okay. And then I know I'm funny laughing without trying to be funny. Okay. But for me, it has been very interesting.
Okay.
However, I have recently met a young suitor. And we have been on the same page, in the same book, and on the same chapter.
Oh my God!
So we're gonna see where that goes. But my experience in dating in Houston, seeing expectations versus reality is not.
They're not aligning.
No. No, ma'am. They're not aligned.
It's not.
No, it's not. And I think.
Let me ask you something.
Yes.
Because the Lord revealed something to me. I don't know, somewhere along the way, as I begin to mature about this expectation and reality thing. That's why I'm laughing. Like the expectation might be, okay, I'm just gonna. Okay, let me see.
Everything's going to be perfect at all times.
Right. And I'm just saying he's going to open the door for me. He's going to take me by the hand. He's going to bring me a red rose. He's going to buy my favorite drink. He's going to buy my favorite purse. He's going to remember my birthday, the anniversary. He's going to always want to do what I want to do. He's going to, go to church. He's going to, and this, that, and the other, and the sister and the brother.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's your expectation. But the reality is,
none of that is happening until you tell it. But you have to say
none of it. Now, some of that is going to happen.
Some of that is going to happen depending on the type of gentleman that you pursue, right?
But he should be pursuing you.
Yeah, he should be pursuing you. But still, you have to pursue that person too. You have to speak what you want, and you
Right.
have to go after what you want. But a
Speak
man,
the manifestation.
yes, the manifestation of it. But
Into
a man
existence.
tones in pursuit is the tone of that relationship. But you have to tell people and explain to them how to love you, because I can, as a person, as we get to talking about love languages, right?
Yeah.
I am a person, my love language is all of them, but my top one is acts of service, because I am the eldest of 5.
Oh, okay.
And if you just do something or take something off of my plate, I am happy. I don't care if it's just going to put gas in the car,
Right.
or you saying, babe, I seen you needed a new case of water, another case of water, and you just went and got this simple things,
Yeah.
right?
I agree.
When I say I'll be
Lifting up
overjoyed,
water is heavy.
it is.
I know.
I'll be overjoyed. But that doesn't mean that your love language is acts of service.
Right.
It could be affection. And if a person that you get with is not an affectionate person, and that's something that you yearn for, that's not going to work. But if you tell them, listen, this is what I like, and they make an effort, you have to give them credit for that. But when I say expectations versus reality, because a lot of people go on social media and they see what these things, and oh, he gets her that, or they did this and they did that, and they like to compare, right? But I tell people, you have to remember that with social media, we get to choose what we want you to see.
Right.
So I'm choosing to show you the good, but I might choose not to show you the bad.
The bad and the ugly.
Right. But I'm showing you everything that's good about this relationship, but you don't know the work that we put in behind the scenes to have this great relationship that we have. And I think a lot of people need to get in tune with that, and know that it takes work. So they see these, even with marriages, right?
Right.
You see these big weddings and so forth, and people want to have the weddings, but they don't want to have necessarily the marriage.
Right.
And I get this because I talk to a lot of married couples about this. Old, young, been in the game, how many years and so forth. And everybody says it's work.
It is work.
It's work with your teammate, and you guys have to both want it to work.
Yeah.
And I believe that in any type of relationship, whether it's business or friendship, lovers, but every relationship requires work. But as far as dating in the Houston scene, or dating overall, period, you had to manifest and put yourself in places to get what you desire.
Right.
And that's what I believe.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Like you want a champagne taste, but you standing on what you call it?
A bologna diet.
No, what's those big bottles of 40 ounce? What were they drinking? Boom Form.
That was Mad Dog 2020. Yeah.
I said Boom Form. That was something. Boom Form or something.
Okay.
Mad Dog 20. That's what I'm saying.
English, and they want champagne.
Yeah, you want it. You want this champagne or this? I don't know, the Cristal or whatever these
Ace of Spades,
Patrol, the top shelf. Yeah. But you hanging around on the Mad Dog 2020.
Yeah.
With the 40 ounce.
Yes.
But yet you want to be treated, and then you want Mad Dog 2020 to treat you like
Ace of Spades, and it ain't gonna work. It's not the same taste. You gotta buy the right stuff from the store. Nah, it's not
they think they can dust him off and clean him up, and they gonna make him.
Yeah.
But he's not gonna do it.
I mean, if it's in his power to want to change for the lady that he wants in his life, he will.
Oh yeah, he will.
He will. But if it's not, he gotta want to do it. Yeah. Just like the lady, if a man comes to you and say, this is what I want, this is what I require, and these are my expectations, if you don't want to do it, you're gonna a lot of them say no. Right. That's not me. I'm stuck in this way. This is how I like to do things.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you're not the person for me.
Right.
And that's okay. Let's move on. Right. And a lot of people have to become okay with rejection as well, because it's a lot of people that are not okay with rejection. And it's not that I rejected you because you're not attractive. It just might be you're not the person for me.
Right. We're not a good fit.
We're not a good fit. And I don't, as I was talking to a young man, he said a lot of women go, let's be friends. And it's just not a downplay, but a easy way to reject somebody, because I didn't come to you as trying to be your friend. I approached you as attraction level, and I'm in pursuit of you.
Mhm.
I don't want to be your friend.
Right.
So that's not going to work. And I say, I understand that.
Yeah, I've heard about that, putting them in the friend zone.
Yes. And they don't want
But
to be
you
a
said
friend.
it's a form of letting them down easy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to straight out reject you,
Yeah.
but I'm going to say, hey, let's just be friends.
Yeah.
But I don't really see it as a form of rejection.
It's not a form of rejection for us, but to them it is.
Oh, to the
Because
person
again,
on
I
the
didn't come
receiving end.
I didn't come to you looking for a friendship. I came in pursuit of you as a mate. I don't want to be your
But
friend.
shouldn't you be friends first?
You should always be friends first. You should always get to know somebody first. But again, a lot of people don't see it that way. If I didn't approach you as, let's hang out just as friends and we can see where this goes, and I approach you on an attraction level, once that is in the equation, it's hard to.
Well, that's true.
You know.
I'm looking. It says yes, manage it.
Yes. Yes, Donica. Yes.
And you have to both want it to. Yeah.
Yes.
Marriage is most definitely work.
Yes.
It's funny. I had somebody reach out to me this week about marriage. How do you hold marriage together? Marriage is a challenge. How do you do this, that, and the other? They were really questioning. I mean, they were seeking an understanding, and felt comfortable enough to come to me.
And that's good.
But yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Because they felt like, I can talk to her. I can talk to you about this because, many people might want to cry out for help, but they are afraid you're going to expose them, or you're going to air out their dirty or whatever.
Their dirty laundry.
You're going to get out and put it on blast that me and my husband are going through something. And so people don't reach out.
Yes.
But when I like the fact that people feel comfortable enough to ask me some questions.
Yes.
Because they feel like, I feel like you're not one to deliberately hurt me, or you don't want to.
You don't move in malice.
No,
with exactly. Malice intent.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no. Malicious.
No. Yeah, malicious, not at all. And I think it's really good.
She said some people be embarrassed. Yeah, you're right.
Yes,
they are embarrassed.
They are embarrassed, and it's so. When we tend to have these conversations, a lot of people understand that they are not alone and there's nothing to be embarrassed of.
Right.
What you may be going through, a lot of people experience. And it's okay to talk about it, because then you can come up with a resolution together. Oh, this worked for me. You might try it out, and it might work for you, or it may not work for you, because everything, it's not a one pony show. Everything does not work for each other.
Right.
But like I said, I have a lot of peers that are married and have got married young, and I also have a lot of family members that are married. So I like to, talk to them and figure it out. But from what I've received, the information that I've been told on about making a marriage last is continuing to date your partner.
Right.
Continuing to learn your partner, because we evolve every day. We're not the same person. So what you might have liked yesterday, you might not like today. So continuing to date and continuing to learn, and always being open-minded. And then they always say, don't go to sleep mad as well.
Right.
You don't want to carry that until the next day.
You don't.
Resolve that issue.
As we age, when you were young, you might have liked fried fish and shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you get 50 and 60, you might have high cholesterol. You might not be able to eat, but you're still eating it. But I mean, you might want grilled, or you might want salmon. You might want it baked, or you might want, or you might, in the past, you might could have gone to the park, out, like outdoor events.
Yes.
Jazz festivals, concerts in the park. As you get old, noise might get on your nerves.
Yes.
You might want a quiet.
Yes.
You might want to just go sit by the beach.
Yes.
Look at the waves.
Yes.
You're looking for peace. You're looking for tranquility.
Yes.
Your likes, your differences, your desires, your thoughts, all of this changes. Like you say, it evolves.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that you're doing necessarily the wrong thing, but you might not be doing the right thing at the wrong time. I'm just saying. I mean,
yes.
You have to just communicate.
Yes.
Like if I'm having a bad day and I don't want to talk to anybody, don't get in my space.
Yeah. Just understand that
another day you might need to get. I mean,
I might want you there. I might need you to hold me, cuddle me, and talk to me. But that day, I just wanted my space. And it's crazy that you said that, because literally on my way here, I was on a group call.
Right.
And it was one of the young lady. Her parents had been together for 44 years, so it's their anniversary today.
Okay.
And another young man's like, my parents been together for 43, but they separated.
Right.
For some years, and then they came back together. And sometimes that separation is required, because especially when people get married young, from what I'm noticing, is that they grow and they like, I didn't feel like I had enough time to myself and get to really know myself.
Right.
And they might separate, but when they come back, they tight as glue.
Yeah.
Can't tell them nothing, but they
Right.
just needed that time to learn themselves.
Yeah.
And it's okay. But
Like
yeah.
you say, like she said,
Mm-hmm.
shout out to my cousin Benita Mack.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes people, you're right there, but they would rather let that marriage die than just talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Out
Talk.
of trying to save face, I'm embarrassed to say what's going on.
Yeah.
But you don't have to go into great detail. But as people begin to talk, they give you a lot of detail
Yes. And then
because they're searching for an answer,
yes.
and they just keep letting pieces, bits, more bits. Because the more you talk, the more they say, well, this that, and the other. And the more you talk, the more they express this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not that they're deliberately trying to put it all out there. But I need you to understand what I'm asking you because I'm praying and I'm searching for answers.
Yes.
I want God to hold the marriage together,
Yes.
right? Well, that's
Yes.
one thing as far as marriage goes. I had to give my marriage to God. I can't hold no marriage together.
Mm-mm.
I'm immortal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dust.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finite in my wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
I need the ultimate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I need the ultimate glue,
Okay.
the super on my natural to hold the marriage
Yes.
together. I have no power in my earthly hands to hold no marriage together.
Yes.
I can be humble.
Mm-hmm.
I can dress.
Mm-hmm.
I can get my nails done.
Mm-hmm.
I can get my hair cut. I can put on, but that's not gonna hold a marriage together.
No.
If the devil get in there and try to make your husband think he's not, I'm saying you got to really be prayed up.
Yes. Yes.
People
yes.
don't. You got to really pray to hold marriages together.
Yes.
Yeah,
and that's a part of the work. You gotta
that's a part of the work.
That's a part of the work, and even you just have to.
Uh-huh.
You have to do it, but I just want to deviate
Keep
a little
God
bit.
First, yes.
Yes, deviate a little bit from just talking about marriages. When you said people don't feel comfortable talking
right
to people because they feel like you may use it against them and so
right.
forth.
Single
I
or
always
married.
single or married,
Right.
but in any type of situation, I always tell people to go to therapy. It is such a stigma in the Black community around therapy, and that therapy is wrong, but therapy is very helpful, and they are professionals, and they can listen, and they can give you professional advice to take and work on yourself, whether it's marriage, whether it's just life, period. But go and seek that counseling. It's not help. You just seeking counseling from somebody that's professionally capable of handling it. And you're not putting it off on somebody that may not be equipped to handle your spiritual battles or whatever you're going through. But you can talk to somebody that can handle that. And you can just talk to them like they your homegirl or homeboy. And they're going to listen, and they're going to give you that professional help and those exercises to help you and guide you on bettering yourself for yourself.
Amen. I know a lot of people that are in therapy. I don't discredit therapy. I mean, I feel like you do what God leads you to do.
Yes.
Because I used to have to be a therapist to people because I was working on a school counselor certification at Sam Houston State University in the Woodlands. And as part of that program to get that school counselor certification, they made us provide therapy for actual clients.
Okay.
So people from the community could come and receive free therapy from us as students. So at the time, I had a doctoral degree that was in education, and my bachelor's, master's, doctorate, and I was working on that school counselor certification. I was working full-time in Aldine Independent School District. And
Shout out to you.
Well, amen.
Shout out.
I'm just saying I had that criteria, those credentials behind me. And then I would go and I would have to sit in a room like this, but it had glass windows and people could see in, but I couldn't see out. And I had a bug in my ear where I could hear my professors in my ear as I was counseling. And they would tell me, like if I would be counseling and they felt it was going whichever direction, they would say, Judith. They would be in my ear. I mean, you didn't know it, but they would be saying, Judith. Because one lady was talking about how this man was abusing her. And the next thing I know, I was like, well, why do you stay with him? I mean, and why don't you, and somebody, one of those professors, Judith. And she does not want to leave him. I said, okay.
Sometimes you got to ask those questions.
No, I asked, but I think I was.
It probably was the tone.
Yeah, she said, it's like you're trying to rescue her.
Yeah.
See, they train you in counseling, and I can't make decisions for you. Now, I provide you all the information.
That's why I said the exercises to better yourself.
And I sit it out there, which I was doing that, but it was intensifying.
Yeah.
I was talking to her because every time I would ask her a question, she kept going back to him. That's what made me get more intense. I would say, well, what do you want? What would make you happy? I was trying to get her to focus on herself. So I was posing questions like, well, what do you want? What brings you joy? What do you want out of life? And then when I would do that, she kept going, well, I want him to love me and I want him to, and I kept saying, but I'm saying about you.
Yeah.
As far as your happiness
Yeah.
is concerned.
Well, at that point in time, it's just a realization that her happiness and everything evolved around him.
Yeah, I know, but at that point in my life,
Yeah,
I forgot how old I was.
but you wanted to know because it's a real question.
Yeah, but I did want to know,
And
I
you wanted her to focus on herself and
but she
realize
wouldn't.
it.
But I couldn't tell her.
No,
I couldn't tell her straight out, focus on yourself.
No.
And then she kept telling me how this guy was taking her debit cards, taking her money, taking her car, drove it to Las Vegas, did this, that, and the other. And that's why I said, why do you stay? Well, you know, why don't, and I guess I was, when I kept, because I couldn't tell her to leave, so I had to pose questions. But when I was posing the questions, the professors was trying to say, Judith, she doesn't want to leave.
Yeah.
Because I thought she was going to, I don't know what, I thought she was going to just tell me, like one day when I get it together, you know. But
some people don't. And in those situations, you know, I've been the friend that was asking.
Get lost.
Yeah, they do. They definitely get lost. I've been a friend in a situation where my friend was getting abused, and it became a really, really bad situation. But when they are ready to go, they will. And you just have to hope that they are ready before they can no longer move.
My Lord.
You know? So that's all you can do with that. But just be there, and just when they call, you just show up.
Be there for them, a listening
and you listen, because that's what they need.
We listen and we don't judge.
We listen and we don't judge.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people do judge, but I'm thankful, and I am thankful for the friend groups that I do have in life, because they are definitely, we listen and we don't judge.
That's what we do.
Yes.
We're gonna have to get out of here, y'all.
Yes, but it was real.
I enjoyed this.
Thank you for having me.
You're such a sweetheart, Tranea.
Thank you.
You know, it's so
Dr.
many
nice for having me.
You're so welcome. It's so many nice ladies that tuned in. I appreciate my virtual audience out there. Benita Magdonica, the author, thank you for joining me last week. Lady Robin, Chriswell, wife of Pastor Chriswell at Fifth Ward Missionary Baptist Church. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. K Nice, producers, GMT, broadcasting. So nice to have you join us. I want everybody to always make yourself a priority. Always remember to do something nice for yourself, as I always say in parting. Please do something nice for yourself, and that God loves you, and so do I. Toodles.
Toodles.
Bye-bye.
Bye.